So what's the difference between your intuition and just random thoughts that are coming through, or anxiety or fear? It's literally the first thought that pops into your head, or the first thing you hear when you ask yourself something. That's your intuition. And what is our intuition? It's our higher selves talking to us. It's the most ascended version of yourself giving you truth, giving you help. It's guiding you through the path that you're on at this moment, and it always wants to help us, but we are usually too disconnected from our actual selves that we don't notice, or we don't realize that that is what it is. So then we don't trust ourselves, and we blaze through that first thing that pops into our head, and then start spiraling through all these other thoughts that come up. And all those other thoughts are just anxiety or fear-based programming that unconsciously has sunk into our bodies through trauma and fear. So a good way to make sure that you are talking to your higher self and get the best knowledge for your soul and every truth that you are seeking is to ground yourself, putting your feet on the floor, on the ground. Usually it's better in nature, in actual dirt or grass, but you can do it anywhere. And then say aloud, higher source, please help me ground myself deep, deep into the earth. Put your hand on your heart and call in your higher self. Higher self, higher self, higher self. Please connect in. Please join me. And you should feel that energy change within your being, within your soul, within your crown chakra. And then ask yourself yes or no questions. So, what is a couple of cool ways that our intuition or our higher selves can show up for us? What does that mean? Along with the previous video, you can ground yourself and ask your higher self questions. You should start out by, just trying to feel your higher self's energy first, and then with yes or no questions, and then from there, as you develop it more, you can ask yourself bigger things and get advice. Another way is when, say you're planning on going to the store and you get in the car and you start driving, and one of the roads that you would normally take, all of a sudden you go to turn on that road and you feel something in your body that says, don't go that way. And if you aren't trusting yourself, then you turn on that road and end up getting into a car accident. But say you go ahead and you don't understand why necessarily that you had that feeling, but you trusted it because you know yourself, and you decided to not turn down that road, and you ended up not getting into the car accident. So that's awesome. You might even say something like, I have no idea why, but something just told me not to go down that road, when retelling your story. Another amazing trick is, usually you can tell if you have learned to trust your intuition, you can kind of pick up on someone. There might not have even been anything leading up to this lie. It could have just been the first thing this person says to you, and you know that it's a lie. It's kind of like a gut-wrenching feeling. And another way is, has your girlfriend ever been able to just know that you were cheating on her? And you can't explain it. Like, there's no way she could know this, right? But she knows. She called you out on it. She knows. How? So you're in a relationship with somebody, and you're a guy, right? And something happens, and you end up not being faithful to your girl. And for some odd reason, 2 days after you did this, she just says to you, like, did you cheat on me? Why did you have sex with somebody else? So she could either ask you the question, or she might not even ask you. She might just call you and be like, why did you do this? And you're sitting here thinking, like, how do you know that? Like, there's no possible way you could know that. How? Da-da-da-da. This is where it gets really fun. Everything is energy. Everything is made up of energy. And we leave our energy behind wherever we go, right? If we touch something that has a part of our energy on it, if our hair falls onto the ground, or a piece of like a strand of your hair falls on the ground, your energy is on that hair and stays on that hair, right? When you have intercourse with somebody, you're leaving your energy within them. And if it's not somebody that you have been with for a long time, it's just one time or a couple times, your energy will stay with them for at least 4 days. At least. If you're with somebody continuously, years and years and years. And that is how his girlfriend or wife would know. Because women are extremely intuitive most of the time. Is they're trusting themselves, and they're, if they're any type of person that takes any kind of accountability for their own actions and actually thinks about things without projecting a bunch of onto the world, then she's pretty intuitive, most likely. But ways that the girl would know would just be like a feeling, or maybe she starts to get like itchy down there, even though like you guys haven't been with each other after this other girl. Her body would just know. So your energy is within your wife or girlfriend, and it's also within that one night stand or hookup, whatever. And both of their energies are within inside of you. And those women can typically feel it. They just know. Because those are energy cords. She might just be able to look at you without having any touch at all afterward, and know, and just get this irky feeling, or if her crown chakra and intuition is really on point, might have felt the whole thing. It could have been like she was there. And I've actually had something like this happen to me. Not like that, but I was in a relationship with somebody for a little while. It was probably around 6 months at this point, maybe 7 months. And we were in the middle of it when I got a download from Spirit, Source, my higher self maybe, or even his higher self. And I literally had a vision that I was him at some point in his life, experiencing what he was experiencing at that time. The entire thing. Like, every detail of that thing. It was like I was there and I was him. And it was something that had probably happened many, many years ago. So tell me what you think. Has this happened to you? Are you in tune with your inner self, your intuition, your higher self?